Time for another collection update. I promised myself I wasn't going to let this sit for months and months and months. So basically, everything I'm going to show off today is all stuff I've acquired or that was in the mail in April, basically, and throughout the month of May. Got some really good stuff in here. CDs, vinyl, one box set of cassettes. So yeah, let's get into it. Gonna run the gamut. Black metal, a little bit of death metal, a little bit of traditional heavy metal. So if you like that type of stuff, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into it. Let's talk about new release, Tailgunner, Midnight Blitz. These guys are from the UK. Guys and girl are from the UK. This was produced by KK Downing of Judas Priest. Really cool set, digipack set here. Love the artwork. Love this little flap here. You get the booklet. Really good, well done, polished, traditional heavy metal. I honestly get kind of an early, they're not from the US, but I get an early US power metal vibe from this album. I've spun it a ton. Probably definitely going to be in my top 10 at the end of the year. Highly suggest you check this out. This is their second album. And I have not listened to the first, so I got to go back and find that one and spin that one. But this one is absolutely stellar. It's well polished. It's well produced. It's definitely more melodic and kind of not radio friendly, but kind of that ilk. So like think 80s Judas Priest, think good US power metal, maybe a little Queensryche, not proggy, but just the way, the style, the production techniques. Think that, and you'll dig it if you're into that. Maybe a little bit of Maiden here and there. Really, really good stuff. I love the presentation. I love the cover. Really, really cool. Yeah, these guys are definitely getting hyped and well worth it, man. This is an awesome, awesome album. And like I said, it's probably going to be in my top 10 at the end of the year. Moving on, let's go with this one, a Stone Cold classic. Alice in Chains, MTV Unplugged from 96. I'm going to do a video covering 1996, and I needed to add this into the collection. I don't think we're ever going to get that vinyl reissue of this. Maybe. It's strange that you can buy the Nirvana Unplugged all day long, but you cannot buy this on vinyl, cheaply anyway. I hope it gets a reissue. There might be rights issues. I don't know how this works with MTV and Viacom. You could still buy the CD, though, regularly. So this is a brand new copy I picked up for like $6. One of my favorite live albums of all time. If you know about this story, the band hadn't performed live in years. They did the Unplugged. And then not shortly after, the band basically went on hiatus. And then, 6 years later, Lane Staley passed away. So this is absolutely tragic. It's one of the best live recordings ever of all time, for my money, because of all the context surrounding it. The band hadn't performed live in a few years at that point, and they got brought back together to do this. And Lane sounds absolutely frail, but his vocals are amazing, and they lend so much to the songs. And Jerry, it sounds great. The whole band sounds really great here, and the acoustic setting really lends itself to these songs. Obviously, Nutshell on there. Over Now, some of my favorite versions. Over Now, No Excuses. Like some of my favorite versions of these songs come from this live album. So grew up listening to it, had to add it back into the collection. One of my all-time favorites, that's for sure. Next up, we've got some Swedish melodic black metal from Gothenburg. This is their debut from 1996, a classic in the genre. Had to add it into the collection. This is Sacramentum with Far Away from the Sun. Absolutely love that cover. Really great. There's your back. Yeah, if you like Dissection, It's funny anytime you talk about, a Swedish black metal, especially melodic black metal, that's usually the comparison you're going to give. Is Dissection obviously such a big and seminal band, released 2 very stellar records, really 3, really. I like the third one as well, but it's kind of hard to talk about any of these bands without talking about Dissection. But if you truly like Dissection and you've never heard this, check it out. This is a great release. This is their debut from '96. They got 2 other albums. And they're still active according to Metal Archives, but they haven't released anything since 1999. So who knows what's going on with that? But yeah, absolutely stellar release. There's the guys in there, and really good, melodic black metal in the vein of Dissection. So for lack of a better, description, that's what it is. Great logo, great artwork. Can't go wrong with some Swedish black metal. Next up is a band that I actually found on Instagram. They came up for me, and I was like, oh, this actually looks interesting. So the algorithm actually helped me out. And these guys are from Canada, Montreal, I believe. But that is Spell with The Wretched Heart, their latest release from this year. I know they have a number of albums. I can't remember which one this is. But yeah, Spell, Wretched Heart, great CD there. Cool booklet. Great artwork. Great back. If you like gothic-inspired hard rock, if you like The Cure, if you like Unto Others, Typo Negative, that type of stuff, this is definitely for you. Really, really good. Well done. The lead singer's voice is a little bit of an acquired taste, I would say. It's definitely a hook within itself. I'll give them that. But it kind of catches you off guard at first. But once you get used to it, it's great. They're definitely a talented band. And they present that really gothic vibe, like I said. So if you like The Cure, Sisters of Mercy, Typo Negative, a lot of synth. I would say very much like Unto Others, but a lot of synth work here. And this will probably be on my top 10 at the end of the year as well, because I've spun it a ton since it came out. And yeah, the algorithm worked. So check out Spell, Wretched Heart, if any of that interests you. Let's move on. One that I kind of snuck up on me. I wasn't too excited about, just because a lot of these bands, legacy bands, they drop stuff, and it's you can just count on them to release good to okay albums. Nothing that's going to be mind blowing. This one I spun a ton though. Super polished, super well done. And you could probably argue this band is bigger than they ever were. They're on a ton of tours. They're touring the U.S. constantly, a ton of package bills, playing all the fests in Europe. But that's German thrash metal titans Kreator with their new one, Crushers of the World. Like I said, this one snuck up on me because I wasn't stoked for it or whatever. I'm just oh, okay, a new Kreator album. That'll be good. But this one is really good. Like I said, super well done, super polished, great production on here. Some heavy riffing. Millie's vocals sound great. The band is firing on all cylinders on this album. There's new blood in the band. This is really, really good stuff. And I would kind of be shocked if it does make my top 10, but I would kind of be shocked if it doesn't at this point, because it's absolutely stellar album, and I had to pick it up to add it to the collection, because I was streaming it a ton, and I'm I might as well just buy this and give them a little bit of dough. So yeah, Kreator with their new one, Crushers of the World. The artwork is a little busy, but I dig it for what it is. And there's your back artwork is probably cooler. But, Kreator, I'm dropping another good one, something I was super surprised with. This band, Canadian hard rock prog band, I've avoided. I did not want anything to do with them. I constantly heard Rush comparisons. And anytime you compare a band to Rush, I'm automatically I don't care. Rush is my all-time favorite band, so I'd rather just listen to Rush 99.9% of the time. I gave this a chance. This just came out, like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. Crownlands, Apocalypse. So like I said, Canadian prog rock, hard rock band with Apocalypse. This is like their fourth album. Canadian duo. What can I say about this? It does sound like Rush. It does sound like Rush, but not to the point of like, man, I'd rather just be listening to Rush. They do enough interesting stuff here in the songs to kind of make you not think about their influences, which is really, really well done. Because like I said, a lot of these bands, to me, they kind of get derivative, and it's like, I'd rather just listen to Rush. I'd rather just listen to Dream Theater, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, they do a really good job. There is good instrumentation in here, good time signature changes, using a lot of native Canadian instrumentation. Really, really good band. If you like prog rock, I highly suggest this, especially if you like Rush. The lead singer's voice, too, does draw a lot of comparisons to Geddy Lee. I would say less early Geddy. Like, it's not as shrieky. I'm trying to remember the name. Cody. Cody's voice is definitely Geddy Lee inspired, definitely Robert Plant inspired, but their voice has a ton of character to it. Let's just put it that way. It's definitely an acquired taste, just like Geddy, but if you can get past the voice and listen to the music for a while. But Cody's an amazing singer, though, too. It's not like Cody's just wailing and not hitting any notes. Like, just the tenor and tone of Cody's voice is something that you got to get used to, just like with Rush. But yeah, I would say Robert Plant and Geddy are good, apt comparisons. And I slept on this band. I truly did. I don't know about their other releases, but Apocalypse is probably going to be in my top 10 of the year. I've spun this about, 5 or 6 times since it's come out. It's not super long. I think the entire album is maybe like 45 minutes or something. And then track 7, The Apocalypse, is 19 minutes long. So very much like old school Rush, you're going to get a ton of shorter, really good kind of heavy proggy tunes that kind of capture the vibe of the band. And then usually the final track, or the opening track in some cases of Rush, is going to be that epic where it takes you through multi parts of a journey. So check this out if any of that stuff interests you. Got a twofer here. This is Woods of Ypres. Excited to get into these guys, really. So with 5 and 4. And they've drawn a lot of comparisons to Typo Negative. They are Blackened Doom from Canada. They were Black and Doom from Canada. This is their last album. The mastermind of this band, David Gold, he passed away even, I think, before this album even came out. And yeah, which is absolutely tragic. I think he passed away in a car accident. But yeah, if you like Black and Doom metal, highly suggest this. This has a kind of 90s vibe to me as well. Like, I kind of hear some Soundgarden. I hear some Alice in Chains in here. Definitely some Typo Negative. There are more effects on David's vocals, I feel, than they ever did with Peter. Peter's voice, I think, was more obviously naturally that tone. I could be wrong. I haven't listened to this band, all the album. These are the only 2 that I own. So these are the only 2 that I've spun so far. And I got to go backwards, but I'm digging them, super digging them. I was looking into like best final albums of bands and metal bands, and this one came up a lot. I do dig this one more than this one. This one is a harder listen. It's longer. Feels like it drags on a little bit more. I'm not a huge doom metal guy, and this feels like it drags on a little bit more. Still really good. I would honestly say this one is way more Typo inspired than the previous one I just showed. There's the logos in here, like all this, the green, it all reminds you of Typo. There's the band. And yeah, David was the mastermind behind this band. So that's all you really need to know. He's had some good players in and out. I know Joel Violet, I could be pronouncing that wrong. I'm pretty sure he might have been on a couple albums, or at least this one. But yeah, there's the inside. Really good stuff. Like I said, good. This record, there is some like harsh black metal-esque vocals, but it's all still very intelligible. You can understand the lyrics all the way through. So check it out if that interests you. Next up, we got one added to the Typo connection I was super stoked about. Typo Negative Symphony for the Devil. This is their DVD release. This also came with the bonus disc, which why I really wanted it, because I've seen all this footage before, but why I really wanted it was the bonus disc that comes with it. You get the Santana medley, and that's the only way to own that Santana medley is in this package. And I think this is a later reissue because I've seen multiple covers of this. This is also a Spanish version, the hype stickers in Spanish, which I realized after I bought it. Was super stoked to find this. I don't find a lot of Typo stuff anymore that I need in the wild. I pretty much have everything that I'm going to find easily. So yeah, was super stoked to find this. You get the DVD with the live concert, and then you get the behind the scenes stuff. Different interview with Typo, audio commentaries, a photo gallery. So yeah, I've seen most of the stuff that's on the DVD. I really just wanted the CD for the 6-minute medley. This is pure collector scum, but it's a really good cover. Typo always did great covers, and happy to add that into the Typo collection. Next up is some more Swedish melodic black metal, and that is Dawn. I did an unboxing of this. You can check it out on the channel, my last unboxing. This is the complete discography on cassettes, and I've been listening to this a ton. Slaughter Sun is an absolutely just stellar banger of an album. If you like really well produced, well done melodic black metal, Slaughter Sun is essential listening. What a great band. And to own all their demos and stuff in this really cool package, I couldn't say no to this. And I've been spinning it a ton, or playing them a ton. Unfortunately, my tape deck is on the fritz now, of course, which I really like my tape deck too. It was a really nice find. It's a nice Kenwood, and I got it really cheap at Goodwill. And I don't know, I might have to get it repaired, I think. Might be beyond my doing. Let's do vinyl. In Flames with the Jester Race, the 30th anniversary reissue that just came out. This includes the 10-inch Black Ash Inheritance EP. So that is very, very cool. This is on crystal clear vinyl. Easy for me to say. Yeah, I mean, what can I say about this album that hasn't already been said? A shit ton. It's absolutely stellar Swedish melodeath. It's essential listening if you want to get into the genre. There's the crystal clear vinyl. Essential listening if you want to get into that genre. And I've spun this. I spun this 3 times back to back the other day. 2 days ago? And yeah, it's just, you get the lyric sheet in here in the band. And obviously, this era of the band is a lot of people's favorites. I love In Flames. They're one of those bands for me where I celebrate the entire catalog, to steal a line from Office Space there. But yeah, the guitar tones on here that Jesper and Glenn get are just freaking stellar. They're some of my favorite guitar tones ever. They're masterminds of this, some of the OGs of the genre. And yeah, mixing melody with death metal was genius for me, and it just hits me right at home. Like, it's some of my favorite sounds ever produced are in that genre of music, and this is definitely one of those albums. And this is the it's the first. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the first album with Anders on vocals too. and he's still doing, this is just his death metal vocals. He's not singing clean yet, which I know a lot of fans hate. I don't mind it, but yeah, absolutely stellar album. This sounds amazing too, remastered at Sterling Sound. I don't know if this was done by Dan Swano. He usually does all these Swedish Melodeath releases, so it might have been. I think he's done some of the In Flames reissues that they've been on, and I'm almost done. I'm almost In Flames complete. I think I'm maybe missing a couple. So that is very cool. What a great album cover too. I'm just sitting here looking at it. It's absolutely a great album, man. Moonshield, Artifacts of the Black Rain. You get some good instrumentals too. The Jester's Dance, Wayfarer. Wayfarer is such a fun little song. They do the twin lead guitars so well. Man, Graveland, Dead God and Me. That's a good deep cut. What a great freaking stellar album. Absolutely adore it. Let's keep the vinyl rolling here. What's next? This one, another great 2026 release that will definitely be in my top 10. This is Hellripper with Coronach. I think I'm pronouncing that right. The fourth album by Scottish blackened speed metal, thrash metal. I consider it way more thrashy than speed metal. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of Skeleton Witch, actually, if you remember that band. But better than that. This is basically a one-man outfit, which makes it all of them even more impressive. Great album cover. Yeah, it's their fourth album, and I've slept on Hellripper, to be honest with you. I believe it's on a nice green. Let's see if it'll show up. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Nice, like, diarrhea green. That's good. That's what you want. Great album, man. Heavy, melodic at times, great soloing, really good vocal work, too. The main guy, James McBain, there he is. What a talented dude. Man, like, the talent that bursts in the scene today is absolutely insane. Like back in the day, you would get a Corathon, and that was a weird deal, like a Bathory, or you would get a Burzum, and you would get Varg, and that was a weird deal. Like, to have one guy be able to produce all this this is way more complicated than anything Varg ever dropped, and I would say probably anything that Corathon ever dropped. Might be kind of blasphemous to say, but this is way more well-produced, way more complicated. There's way more going on. Absolutely stellar, man. Like, props to them. Keep going. It's absolutely amazing. Next up, really good reissue. This is Black Sabbath's Paranoid, but this is the Rhino Hi-Fi version. So, obviously, Paranoid, the second Black Sabbath album. This is obviously essential listening for anybody getting into metal. Look at that glare. These are really great jackets, really hard jackets, really impressive quality. And if you are unsure about getting these Rhino Hi-Fis, I highly suggest them. I have this one, I have the first Black Sabbath, and I have the debut Cars LP on the Rhino Hi-Fi. And for the price point, man, they sound excellent. They are the best sounding LPs that I own in my collection. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about the album too much because it's been talked about to death, rightfully so. It's basically a greatest hits album now at this point in its life. But as far as the Rhino Hi-Fi stuff goes, it is well worth the money that you pay. And what you're paying really isn't that much when you compare it to Mo-Fis and you compare it to the One Steps and stuff like that. I mean, this is obviously a step below that. But for me and my setup, like, I don't think I'm getting much better. So there you go. Next up, we've got some great Norwegian black metal. This is their last album probably ever. I don't think we're ever going to get another Emperor album. We maybe, I mean, they do tours and stuff randomly, so we might. But Emperor with Prometheus, The Discipline of Fire and Demise. This is the kind of recent-ish reissues that they've done. Black, gray, blue swirl vinyl, Abbey Road, half-speed master. I haven't spun this one yet, but I have In the Night Side and Anthems, both from this line, and they are excellent. They sound amazing. They did a really good job with these. You get your lyrics, and let's take a look. I haven't looked at this yet, so okay, very cool. Kind of matches the album cover. I dig it. Yeah, this is their last album for now. Who knows? We might get more. Is it In the Night Side Eclipse? No. Is it Anthems? No. Like, those are the best albums in the discography. But I saw it there, and it has been staring at me for freaking months. Probably years now. I can't remember when this came out, and I finally pulled the trigger. Ooh, we got a poster, too. That's cool. Let's, ooh. Doing their best Matrix. Best Matrix impression. So that's very cool. Timely, topical. Yeah. Really good album. Let's moving on. Almost done here. Another great album. Incantations 1992 album. Onward to Golgotha. Really good reissue done by Relapse. Saw this there and had to add it into collection. Obviously a classic album. And this was only like $24. So for an LP in 2026 to be under $30, I'll take it. That is a really cool variant. Matches that album cover very nicely. So some great US death metal here. Yeah, had to add it in the collection. Obviously, at that price point, you can't go wrong with a great band and a great album like that. Well worth it. And the last one, some more Swedish death metal. Let's go with Bloodbath with Grand Morbid Funeral. There's your hype sticker. This is the 10th anniversary reissue. Came out 2 years ago now? I almost said last year, but 2 years ago now. Believe this is the first album with Nick Holmes on it. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm missing 2 of them now. I'm missing The Arrow of Satan is Drawn, the 2018 release, and one more. I have the first 2 albums. I have the newest one. I have this one. I believe they have 6. Missing the Arrow of Satan is Drawn. I can't remember the other one. But there we go. And this is on kind of a cool silvery marble. Very nice. Matches the album cover very nicely. Probably my favorite death metal band ever. This is a supergroup with members of Catatonia, Paradise Lost, Opeth, and, various other guys have been in and out of the group over the years. Dan Swano. Yeah, it's one of those bands where I think the sum of the parts is better than where they... Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Not better than the whole, but the bands that these guys come from... I like Catatonia. I'm not a huge Opeth guy. Can never really get into Opeth. I know that's kind of blasphemy. Paradise Lost is fine. I dig some of their stuff. I've seen them live. Great live band. But honestly, Bloodbath I like more than what those guys have done with their regular bands, to be honest with you. Every Bloodbath release is just a ripper. Just great old school Swedish death metal in the vein of Entombed, early Entombed, stuff like that. And when these guys put this band together, that was their goal. That was their goal and their end game when they were doing it, to celebrate that version of death metal, and they do a really good job of it. And of course, we get the Peace Bill ad. I love these. I'm glad that some labels still include this stuff because they don't have to. And it's just very cool. See the other releases. What am I missing? Breeding Deaths. I'm looking at the Bloodbath releases. I have I bought Grand Morbid Funeral. I have Resurrection Through Carnage. The Fathomless Mastery. I think I'm missing that one. I think that's the other one I'm missing. And the Arrow of Satan is drawn. So I'll pick those up eventually. Finish out the Bloodbath. I started it on vinyl, so now I have to finish it on vinyl. Unfortunately, these are like $33 a piece, which sucks. I wish they were more that incantation pricing. But yeah, anyways, guys, that is it for this collection update. A lot of good death metal, some black metal, some thrash adjacent stuff. So yeah, a lot of good fun. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace.